Why I kept waiting to launch and what changed. So I spent years saying that I was going to launch a community, years. And the day I finally did, I realized what had actually been stopping me. So here's the pattern I kept running. I keep tweaking, adding one more thing, waiting for it to feel ready. But here's what I learned. Ready isn't a feeling you get before you start, it's a feeling you get after. Here's what I think happened. Your brain sees the gap between where you are and where you need to be. It reads it as danger, and so it tells you to prepare more. But I realized preparation without a deadline is just hiding. What this looked like for me is I've been talking about building a community for years, and I kept telling myself I wasn't ready. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the money to run ads. I didn't have the time. I was buried in client delivery. I was unstructured. I didn't have help. I used every excuse to avoid getting into momentum. And here's where things changed. Someone said something that stuck with me, and I don't remember what it was, but they said, if you don't launch, you're just going to fail anyway. So launching and then failing or tweaking is better because you get data, you get feedback, you get ideas. You tried something and now you can change it, you can pivot. But by delaying it, by overthinking, by procrastinating, you stop because of the fear. It's like, what will people think? What if it bombs? What if nobody joins? And I was afraid of starting small, afraid of people seeing that I was building something from zero. That's what held me back. So here's how I'm applying this now with Growth Pros, my mastermind. So I ran ads straight to the high ticket offer. Had a landing page, had the about page, and the data came back and told me that I needed something else. I needed a low entry point first. So now I'm building Growth Circle, which is a free online community on School. But here's the thing, I didn't wait to have Growth Circle perfect before I tested Growth Pros. I moved. The market told me what to adjust. That's information I couldn't have gotten by waiting and sitting around. What I'm doing differently this time is I'm building Growth Circle while following the rule of 100. It's 100 minutes of content, 100 outreaches, 100 comments, and this video is part of that. I'm not waiting for it to feel ready. I'm not waiting for me to feel ready. I'm trying to build momentum through reps, through repetition. The pattern I see in clients as well is the ones who stay stuck usually just cancel. They stop their ads because they feel like failures, or maybe their budget is tight, or they're just not willing to put in the effort to make the content or give feedback when things aren't working. And that's a bitter pill to swallow. So now I filter for people who are resilient, who are willing to try something even if it means taking a loss, but at least they get data. At least they can pivot, they can change. If a client cancels, that's feedback to me that maybe their offer wasn't right or they're not in the right space. And so of course I can coach them and help them through that. They probably need to tweak their messaging, maybe their mindset, their approach. Then they can come back stronger, try again. And so here's the shift that I made, is that I stopped treating launches like a checklist. I started treating it like a threshold. I didn't need every answer. I needed enough to test with the market. Then I adjusted based on what came back. So what actually changes when you see this clearly? Well, you stop fearing the start. You stop thinking people will judge you for being small or for starting small. You realize nobody's watching that closely anyway. And the ones who matter, the ones who join early, they respect the honesty of building in public. So if you're waiting to feel certain, you're waiting for something that doesn't actually exist. I learned you build certainty by actually moving. So if you're curious, check out Growth Circle. The link is in the description. It's a work in progress. It's something that I'm tweaking. It's free. Most likely I'm going to start with a 5-day challenge and we're going to see where it goes. I'll get the data, I'll get feedback. And if you want to comment on this video or even comment inside of the community when you join, let me know what you think.